looking for. There could have been some studying going on behind the scenes. There could have been something that they're bringing to the table now, some surprises. But I think for EG, they're so well, they know how to adapt to every single possibility that it's going to be really hard to try to get past this team at all.
All right, well, let's jump straight into it. We are here in North America. It's Team Karma versus Evil Geniuses Gold, and we're kicking things off here on Overpass. Team Karma, this being their map pick. Evil Genius is going to be starting on the CT side and looking to make a statement beginning run to the map.
The first game and the most exciting one yet. Looking like there's already tons of space being taken up here when you're TK, but again, having that defense prepped and ready for Julie. If you're Julie right now, again, information being brought about, so we're seeing a slight rotation being brought. Still slow work up. Olia has such a good position waiting around right now. Headshot, 2 players already coming down on it. And the pistol already taking advantage here if you're TK.
Oh, Julie tries to get one more, but not going to be allowed. Great space taken from Karma. You know, pistol rounds tend to be very chaotic. They can be a little 50-50, a little coin flippy, but I love the fact that they send one player into unders. Olia here, great positioning, a 3K from her, just to really cement that site control. Very, very well played there. And of course, that means with the bomb planted as well, there's a ton of cash available here for Karma. So 4 Galils, a MAC-10, some serious firepower. Evil Geniuses still on those pistols, looking to get a little cash into the next round.
Rightfully so, Molotov. Close out any sort of push coming through. Seems like that's not what they're looking for. EG keeping that patience that they kept in the last round.
Nice slow push from Team Karma as well. Again, Olia trying to get into a sneaky kind of backstab position here. This is something EG are going to need to clock very, very early on, because early doors, it's not the end of the world. But as the rounds go on, these backstabbing flanks could be seriously detrimental. It could really unravel a lot of these CT rounds.
I'd have to agree with you. The indecisiveness, not really there for TK. They know what they want. Seems like that's going to be B site, but so many players left here down on EG. Luckily, again, gun advantage there. They pretty much shut it down in seconds. Here, if you're TK, that's got to feel really good moving into that third round.
Oh, geez. Another 3K round for Olia. I mean, she's going absolutely ham here. Actually, I think that was a 4K round. Unreal. Yeah. Just absolutely that flank coming in, denying space, and obviously completely unchecked, completely unsuspected, which is really funny given that she literally did it the round before. So you'd think that that would be something that they might be, you know, on a little bit of a watch for. Now, however, there are some weapons available for EG. It's not great. It's for Masters. They did sacrifice weapons for that extra bit of utility. I like it. It makes a lot of sense. But now, are they going to be weary for a potential flank?
Oh, I like the approach there from DK. Taking in a sneaky route. Moving up towards mid. Actually, EG always finding themselves in pretty much the same destination.
They're in a good spot for rotations here. I like this. Kind of hovering in between the two sides, so as soon as the execute comes in, they're ready to react.
Yeah, it's a great one so far. Already Smoke's creating that coverage, but there's not a lot to do. Molotov thrown back, but Sevenlicious honestly finds a pretty perfect opening shot. A site not completely cleared up yet. Of course, bomb being planted. Still has a lot to do here. Ellie trying so we can find another one, but it's not a good position to be in here for TK. Oh, it's difficult. Emily, though, on the rundown. Managing to take out the one still left on battle. Olia left on site alone, but still 2 players left alive, and Emily with a dream. Unfortunately, not having the weapon out.
Wow, what a turnaround. I mean, that was looking like another Team Karma round, but Evil Geniuses managed to stabilize incredibly well, and such low HP across the board as well. Managing to get that defuse without a kit. The timing had to be impeccable. And it was. They snatched that round away from Karma. Now, Karma did have quite a bit of cash left in the bank. And what I'm loving right now is we have a round 4 AWP on Emilite. And, I mean, it is a T-side AWP, so it can be a little bit more difficult to get the full value out of that. I'm very curious to see how this is going to get the space they need.
Emilite's just on their revenge arc right now. I think it's time to reel things back in here if you're TK. I feel like, though, for EG, they're in a pretty comfortable spot. Taking in a 2-1. Confidence, still trying to level out whatever's going on here. Oh, pop flash peeked out. 7licious taking in a shot from bungee. Still so much to do left on the defense. Again, for EG, the patience really does not wear thin. They know how to play against this team.
And that first early death is not ideal for Karma. Had some really good map control as well, but the anti-flash position from 7licious just means that she's able to get that initial kill and not get traded. She gets away with her life. Now Karma have to change up their approach. The B site is relatively free with 2 players so far away, but if they rotate through under, that's a potential pincer, and Karma have to be aware of that.
EG right now pretty aware of the situation at hand, left down on site. Again, winning out the fights is going to be the biggest issue. Rain getting damaged down. The Molotov blocking off their access. But at least here for TK, they can get that bomb down and just wait alongside. Emilite having that up is going to be perfect in this situation as well. Just the work up, still waiting around. Again, the up working perfect on Emilite's hands. And we assumed that it would be a little iffy, but I do feel like it worked out perfect.
I mean, that was awesome. The 2 of them, I wasn't sure that was going to work out. It's 2v3. Emilite, she's in a pretty predictable position down towards Monster. But the fact that she's able to get the first kill, retreat, get that reload off, re-peek, and still hit the shot while Rain is able to get the player coming through from the CT spawn. Awesome. Really well coordinated between those 2 players. They quickly wrestle back the control, and now EG's economy is, you know, not great. They could have put a little bit of a force into this, but I respect the fact that they rather hold on to that cash, come through in the next round with a decent buy.
Absolutely. I don't think they were expecting, you know, such strength to come out from TK2 with the up there. And even now, Rain is trying to blockade so many players from rushing that down. And the comms are coming in. There's at least some reinforcements being gathered.
That is some crazy aggression. Like, put on the Benny Hill music. That's kind of what that felt like for a moment. But now the A side is completely free and clear. Now, okay, we are going to get a little bit of a sneaky position towards Underpass, but no one's going that way. No one's going to get caught because they've taken the long road to the A site.
Okay, yeah. Maybe the Benny Hill music might work out. It really does feel like that. Oh, EG. Okay. It works out in the end. Listen, I guess the pistols are exactly what they needed because no shots are being missed right now. Headshot on every single angle. Can Rain take this angle instead? Emily still worked around. Not able to see what's going on. Rain, headshot after headshot. And they clutch up 4-1. Good shots from Karma.
Yeah, that first pistol shot gave me whiplash. It's just like, all right, cool. That's a dead body. 2 shots consecutively. It almost felt like we were about to see an eco. But no, Team Karma stabilized quite nicely. They only lose the 2 players, so the reinvest isn't as intense as it could have been. But now, Kiki's got an AWP in her hands. And this is where things start to potentially change up a little bit. Now they've got some decent firepower. They'll have decent map control. I mean, look at this aggressive push down towards Playground. There's no way really that Karma can go without getting spotted.
Oh, and an op from Kiki, too, to kind of counter play whatever Emilite has going on here. Doesn't seem like that's going to matter. Olia shutting the door, saying absolutely not. You cannot come in. Only 1 player down, so player advantage still left over to EG. Fighting for something big here. Fortunately, Bungee doesn't get too much.
Ooh, can hear the potential boosts, the jumps. Bungie's just waiting for somebody to show their heads. And it was a boost, in fact, that managed to take down Rain. And after that, EG just kind of pulled back. They take a little bit more of a passive stance. And as Karma start making their way here past toilets up towards the A site, again, they find themselves in a potential pincer situation.
Bungie's still left on B for information as well. At any point in time, this could be a reactive play for TK. What are they going to do in this moment? Waiting around, Bungie sees these players slowly working up, and they might just manage to get another again, though it is going to have to be that refrag that comes through. Fortunately for TK now, they have to try to work around A, as every single piece of information, B is not going to work out. Kiki, the up player of this team, really going to make things harder to try to get that bomb down. Still the up managing to make another one happen again. And it's Emily up on up action. But how are they going to manage to break through? And there's still 4 players left on site.
That's a save right there. That's what that is. Yeah, tough situation there, right? Losing Rain really early on, you're already a player disadvantage. Start moving in towards that A site. The problem with not having any presence, any sight line towards long means that as they start pushing in onto the site, Kiki's just there and she's waiting. And the moment you walk into her crosshair, she's going to take that shot. And then you're 2 players down. And honestly, how do you compensate for that? It's just way too difficult. Very well played from Evil Geniuses. Karma need to look at that map control a little bit more. The stabilization not where it needs to be just yet. And of course, Kiki already getting good value out of the AWP.
Shots already being fired down in Monster, but Kiki still holding that defense strong. And I like these cheeky angles that we're seeing this team play here from EG. It really is just their own sort of play style, their own quirky thing that they can continue to do, but TK starting to get adjusted to it, which obviously starts to show that punishment coming through.
Well, Karma might have the advantage for now. 2 players on very, very low HP. And Kiki's still holding down the B site. Still quite a bit of utility to play with, though, so definitely have an opportunity to get in. Need to do it quickly before EG start to rotate.
But they've thrown the smokes. Yeah, they're fully committing down on A. Though they have to get past Kiki, but they offset that. That's beautiful. Right now, they can manage to try to at least get some sort of distraction. No, they've just pushed back. They're playing on the extremities of that site. Julie working up around, and this has to be an important play. Rain watches and make sure that nothing's going to happen. But is there enough time to really think about this? They have to get the defusal soon. Not so sure, yeah. It's not going to work out. It's going to be Rain to take that one down, and the aggression getting shut down time and time again. Kiki, the only savior right now, alongside Vanessa. Defusal perfectly coming in just in time, but it's going to be Emily to save it.
Really well played from Karma, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so the first kill that comes through onto Ellie was a bit of a weird one because they hadn't thrown out the util. Well, they hadn't thrown out a lot of util, not enough util, and so Kiki wasn't smoked off yet. Sure, as soon as that kill comes through, they go, okay, that's where the op is. They smoke it off. They deny the sightline, force her off the angle, get the bomb down. Fair enough, and ultimately it does end up going in their favor. So I won't dog on them too much for that one, but it was a bit of a weird one. The fact that they plant in such a good position, they've got Rain on flank watch, and even though it comes down to just Emily left alive, the sightline is perfect and she can deny the defuse. Beautiful plant there from Karma.
Seeing Emily, oh man, play this game. It seems like everybody here for TK just does not care. The ego on this team is huge, and Milky, luckily, is able to shut it down for just a couple seconds. Still, then 1 minute and 27 seconds left. That's a lot of time to, again, reconfigure your thoughts.
The bomb's still chilling towards their spawn as well. Rain is just kind of on an exploratory mission here. Looking to see what information she can find. Maybe draw a rotation if she makes a little bit of noise. As it looks like bomb is going to start heading over towards A. But again, they do need to be weary. Kiki is still chilling there with the AWP.
Yeah, Kiki's been a powerful force. I feel like every time we've seen, you know, some sort of aggression come in from TK, but Emily has been one as well. You have to love the angle holds, waiting for someone to peek around the corner, but PiggyKiKi just pushing themselves all the way in that back hand side. Nowhere near. Still pushed out, though. Keeping themselves preoccupied. Yeah, that's noise being heard. And again, smoke pushed back, and they've done a wonderful job here if you're TK. Biggest issue, again, continuing this hold. Is there going to be an issue with Emily? Maybe not. Kiki's still left inside of the smoke, but not a lot of time.
Planted in a good angle, though. This is definitely holdable. Nice.
Yeah, nothing too worrisome here if you're playing for TK. Got Julie left alone. Taking the op with her. Best case scenario at this point.
I mean, these post plants from Karma have been so good. The perfect angles, amazing utility usage to deny sightlines. I'm really impressed. I mean, this is their T side on Overpass. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that? This is looking incredibly solid from this team. And we kind of spoke about how, you know, EG, one of the top teams in the region, you know, how are Karma going to perform as a relatively newly formed team now facing their biggest challenge so far? And honestly, they've stepped up to that challenge. Now a timeout's going to come through from Evil Geniuses because, well, money's looking a bit busted. They did manage to hold on to the AWP, but that's just about all they're going to have into this round. And Karma, 2 rounds away from winning the half.
6-2. Man, that's got to be risky business if you're playing for EG. I think at the same time, they weren't like, I feel like I wasn't even expecting Emily to really pull out that op so early here on T side. But listen, if it works, it works. And I feel like that's what's really offsetting this team. Honestly, the aggression as well.
Oh, again, the util from Karma, just so good, denying so many important and impactful spots and positions, particularly for that AWP, right? They want to flush it out as quickly as possible.
But speaking of that, I haven't seen like any outright aggression being pushed from EG. We're seeing a bit near bathrooms, but overall, there isn't necessarily anything too concerning that we've seen change. Some information being pushed outward. Now Rain again fighting Monster, but at this point, there's no push to be let out. EG are keeping their respects to this team.
And to be fair, Karma also showing a lot of respect here. Like, they suspect they're probably going to come through in an anti-eco, but still giving that space, low and slow, baiting out what little utility EG might have, not committing to anything until they actually have the information.
Now they're waiting. Molotov getting set up by Emily. The push commencing. It allows them some time, some space here, but Bungee needs to win the fight as they start to work around. Ellie getting a nice flashbang out, and again, it works to a T. It's up to PiggyKiKi to try to fight this down. Not a lot to do with pistols here. Rightfully still left up to Julie, but a back off there.
I mean, all things considered, they spent nothing, and they took 2 guns away. It's going to force a reinvest. Not terrible. The big issue, of course, being that Karma's on a serious runaway at the moment. Just stringing rounds together consecutively. No space given over for Evil Geniuses. Looking a little... Oh, what's the word? Uncomfortable. Evil Geniuses don't look like they've got, you know, a good, comfortable feeling on this map at the moment.
Yeah.
Can't control the space. And I think, again, you know, the experience of Emily and Rain really, really showing through here, particularly in those calls. And I think that that's an important one, right? Those rotational calls, where to plant, which angles to hold, when to throw the util. You can see that there's definitely a lot of thought behind that. And that is an org. And I'm here for it.
Honestly, yeah, Seven Licious is they're just doing what feels best at this point. But yeah, I feel for EG though. I mean, I guess like I completely agree with you here. This Overpass isn't necessarily that first map pick that we see, but I guess first pick looking good on Kiki. Already coming through with the op, and that's the aggression that I wanted to see. I wanted to see that push out to make TK feel that uncomfortableness that we got to see from EG time and time again.
And losing their player so early on is not the ideal situation. Oh man, the attempted boost v boost, the timing, no one's spotting themselves out. They hear the footfalls. Okay, counter footfalls. Everybody's jumping all over the place. Everybody knows where everybody is.
I love foot comms. Amazing. They're letting everyone know. But Bombing isn't even there as well. It's kind of just roaming around in its own spot to figure out what's going on, as information being kind of lured out by Emily as well. Still waiting around down in bathrooms here. PiggyKiKi watching alongside Seven Licious with the op. Oh, Emily up on op action. Who gets the first shot? The reaction time there. Again, having assistance here might just be the best thing they could do. Bomb now down. They have so much information. Just led to themselves. The rotation coming in quick. And again, so many flashbangs being led through. Bungee and Ellie working as a team to push this forward. So workup still going up. Up to Bungee to make things work again, though. PiggyKiKi around the back. You can't let the op have it. And another round win being led about by EG.
Finally, EG get themselves around on the board after a very long string of round losses. I think it was 5 in a row. They're able to bring themselves back into it. But this is the thing, right? Like, Olya throws that molly, like, every round. And Kiki is waiting for it. And that instantly allows them the first kill of the round. They have that control, and then they chill. They don't over-aggress. They wait for karma. And this works out really well for them.
I think it does. I did like seeing Kiki pop off those first couple seconds pushing up the op, but obviously Obedience seems to have a better name in the game here. Oh, Julie. Punishment laid out flat for this team. And losing Julie might be a huge detriment, but they have to figure out a way to work around this.
It's so cool seeing how the teams react to one another's preferences, right? Like the molly kill, or the molly throw, and then Piggy kills, and then you had the boost where Rain died, and then Rain gets the kill onto the boosted player a couple rounds later. It's really cool.
It's just as cool as honestly, whatever's going on here, everybody's peeking through one angle. Like it's like I'm just seeing shots through holes at this point. No open shots, no open fire. But Seven Licious kind of stretched out. Yeah, a save that has to kind of commit to itself.
And this was such a wild round as well. Like they just ran it down. Monster. Rain gets that one kill towards site, the boost, and then they just overrun the site, and EG, yeah, get completely overwhelmed. Oh, can Licious get a... Yeah, nice little exit there for her. Love to see that. And just a quick update on our other NA match that's going on at the moment. It's Cherry Bombs versus Shimmer. The first map was a 16-4 in favor of Shimmer. Yeah, I mean, Shimmer is a freaking strong team.
They are.
So, yeah, that's more or less to be expected.
Well, thank you for the news. I'm gonna really I'm gonna soak that one in for a couple seconds here, but man, I think that match probably not the most surprising, but I feel like today for Team Karma, like the performance that we're seeing is man, I wasn't expecting such a big gap.
Well, particularly not on their T side. I mean, they still get to play CT. I mean, this is... but this is their map pick, and we do just kind of need to keep that in the back of our minds. We still have to see how it goes when we head over onto map 2. But for now, we'll scope in on this one again. And it's another round where Karma, low and slow, waiting for EG to peek out. The timing on that peek was insane. Rain just misses that opportunity. That's okay. She's making a bit of noise, potentially drawing out a rotation here. She's going to go back and fetch the bomb as the rest of her team's pushing up through mid.
Oh, they've heard. Sevenlicious is like the most confident player here, and op shots happen like that, and shots through the smoke. But trades coming through, so at the end of the day, there's no player advantage. Bungee is slightly low, so there could be some sort of potential there if you're EG to come through. Yeah, but still charging in. On site, so much util being used at this point. Necessity's there, pushing Kiki into an uncomfortable position. They've gotten the bomb down, but a flank coming around from Milky. This might be what tends to work out in this situation. EG, nothing to do with it, still allowing Milky to just disrespect this team over and over again. And at this point, you gotta count your blessings here. Emily missing the Molotov. Ends up burning the flowers, so backing off.
They're learning. Evil geniuses, they know. The post-plant setup on A is so good from Karma. You can actually see it first. There's quite a few shots coming through. They're trying to stop the plant from happening altogether. But Milky is on a wild flanking mission because they know Karma, they're going to plant, they're going to pull back, and they're going to hold the position from a distance to try and shut down the attempt at a retake. So if Milky can get in behind them, she can take out 1 or 2 players, then instantly they're in a more favorable position. Works out beautifully. Now, Karma still have the secured lead at the half, but Evil Genius is in a really solid position here to try and get to that 7.
Yeah, for EG to bring it up like this is honestly quite impressive. I'd say really just goes into how this team communicates with each other. That adaptability that we talked about in the beginning is always there for EG. They know how to read this team. It might take some time. Seems like slowly starting to move forward. Oh, peek. Might happen here. Bungee actually preparing themselves. They know Kiki has the op at this point. It's been an iteration happening over and over. Or are they going to peek at this time around? It seems like not so much util just being brought about right now. Smokes being pushed down, and still Kiki manages to run away with a shot. At that point, that's unforgivable. There's no way you can run away with something like that. EG running off of a high that seems like it's not going to die down anytime soon. Up to Milky. Vanessa's still watching the angle as well. And again, I love the teamwork. Seems to be working out perfectly. Oh, yeah, pushed back. Nothing to do. Yeah, they're going to have to wait for exit frags.
And this is such an important round for EG as well because Karma are now going to have busted economy. There is going to be no buying into this next round. Nah. Like, surely they don't buy. That's my prediction. Obviously, they've saved the 1 AK. They've saved the AWP, so they've got a little bit of firepower to go into it. But money busted. EG up to 5 rounds. This could very easily be the 6th. So the resurgence from EG has been awesome. It took them a few rounds to really get the read on what Karma were doing, but once they did, once they had that understanding, you could see that they immediately started making those really important adaptations. I'm really hoping that, you know, this is going to be a sign of better things to come. It's a little unfortunate that it's taken them so long to warm up, but yeah, I have faith.
Honestly, I have faith too. The performance from EG, there have been times where obviously Team Karma kind of taken advantage of the fact that there isn't a lot of solidarity in this map in particular, but it just takes some adjustments. And I feel like that's exactly what we've been seeing. PiggyKiKi has been like an absolute dominant factor with the op as well. So I'm hoping to see a bit more of that really start to shine.
Bit of a death ball making its way up into mid. Oh, man. And this position that Kiki is holding could be absolutely devastating. With these weapons, you don't want to go up long, and Kiki is 100% aware.
Oh, they know, yes. Absolutely, they know. I think best part about that is already 2 coming down. And EG, they've gotten themselves another round of the board, quite possibly. Rain picking up an AK. Is that going to do much once that smoke dissipates? I mean, there could be a big disaster waiting to happen, or it's going to be Emily to pick things up. Again, relocating themselves with the op, but it's Piggy to take that one down. They get no space here from EG, and it's up to Rain. But again, a 1v5. A slow workup. 7 Licious watching, but again, they're slightly distracted. I mean, you have one player there. They understand that there is a possible refrag to come, and it's Kiki to shut things down once again.
Only 1 kill in that round. EG definitely starting to look far more formidable than they did at the beginning of this map. Last round and a half, yeah. Evil Genius is looking to solidify themselves that 7th round, and now it's Karma, who are looking like they can't find an innings. And unfortunately, their economy is busted going into this round. I mean, you got 2 Tech 9s alongside the Galil and the 2 AKs. It's not ideal by any measure.
Absolutely not. Here from EG. Oh, Piggy. At this point, I'm just going to continue to say the name whenever I see the op just popped out ready, holding the angle, because they always end up getting 2 or 3 out of that, and they're good ones as well. Oh, you got to be scared. There's no way. Just waiting for this to happen. But smoked off again. They always manage to know exactly where Kiki is.
Oh man, they've gone all the way up long without being seen at all. But now it is telegraphed.
They're big on it too. 7 Licious. Jiggle peeks coming in left and right, but they try to stand themselves up on truck. I mean, listen, if the high ground works, it works. But it seems like right here in this moment, EG are just desperate for some sort of again, reassurance. Not seeming like that's going to come there from Julie. Unfortunately, Milky slowly wrapping around down in bathrooms, but back themselves away after that first pick. Reposition is going to be huge. Unless here, no, they're just waiting for the defusal. They know they can play this 1v2 here, especially with Emily having that up, keeping that angle on standby.
Freaking love Tech 9s, man.
Who doesn't at that point? Oh, a nice bait from Milky. I feel like there is potential now. Too much time being wasted at this point. Bungee with the timing. Oh, a nice play from Milky.
Oh my goodness, the defuse coming through from Milky. That is the half, folks. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
We run this town. We run this town. Street lights, east side, all day, all night. We run this town. We run this town. Look twice, act nice, eyes on me, D-Light. We run this town. We run this town. Everybody, can you feel it? Everybody, let's go. If you want it, gotta show me that you're good enough. Or it gotta show me now, gotta show me
first half was absolutely down to the wire. It took EG a little bit of time to start to catch up, but Karma had a runaway on their T side, playing all the way up to 8 rounds won. Now they start on their CT side, Gompers, and this could spell disaster for the Evil Geniuses, ladies.
Honestly, with the plays we've seen from Emily with the op, I feel like they didn't get the chance to shine a lot. They're obviously on T side, but I feel like here there could be potential. Though pistol round starting off. There's not a lot to do here except rush it down. I love like the everybody running together just makes me giggle. It looks awesome.
We got the death ball strat with one player posted up over towards B. This is a round the world adventure at the moment.
They've pretty much covered every single ground that they could at this point just to wrap around back towards B. But I mean, like you said, death ball strat moving forward. Oh, Milky though left alone to take this 1v1. Nobody there for assistance. And this kind of is like that converting round. Who's going to take that lead back? Is it going to be EG breaking things even? Maybe now with TK already taking out majority of these players. Player advantage there. Kiki does not have enough to save their lives. So they're going to get headshot down. And up to Vanessa, man. Pretty brutal, especially with the defusal already coming down.
I mean, that's exactly the round start that Karma would have wanted. I get what EG were doing. So they stomp their way over through towards mid, make it kind of seem like it's an A thing. They got a fairly quick rotation over towards B. So it's like a really strange fake. But Karma retakes really well. Bomb getting planted is good. So thankfully, they've got a little bit of extra cash to try to play with. Also, folks, for those of you that don't know, on the banner, it is Drink a Monster, one of our sponsors. It's not a devil, it's not a demon, it's not anything else. It's a monster. It's a monster.
It's a monster.
It is a what's that coming over the hill? Is it a monster? It's a monster.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. When I read that and I got the first one wrong, I thought I got banana wrong too. And I'm like, am I reading this whole thing incorrectly?
Okay, banana I was pretty secure on. Not too many things that could be, but I will say when I first read it, I was like, drink a demon? What? And it did. It took me a minute, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's a monster. We got there in the end, chat.
If you hadn't said anything, I genuinely would have not gotten out.
I should have just left it, to be fair.
Oh, I'm just clueless, but listen. I guess I'll get some couple brain cells from TK here because they seem like they know what they're doing at this point. Oh, actually, EG. They fought. They're reeling this back in. Ever so slowly. Best case scenario right now. I mean, working out for Emily. Can they isolate these fights? We do have a flash still prepped and ready. They seem to be using it here. Okay, first one there. They know somebody's going to peek around the angle. But again, contact being held by 2 more players. That is an impossible fight to win.
I mean, that was a great round from EG. Very explosive. They used the few weapons that they could buy into off the back of that plant to really explode in onto the site, and Karma just get completely overrun. And the great news here for EG, of course, is that now they've got some pretty powerful weapons, and Karma back down onto pistols. Not exactly the start that Karma were hoping for, but it does bode really well for EG here.
Oh, trying to fight the angle. Doesn't seem to be working out for TK too well. But again, they can still pay things back. It's only 1 player lost. Yeah, advantage isn't there, but I mean, neither is weapon advantage either. Not a good position to be in here if you're TK, but overall, they've been putting in a good performance. So again, cutting down even, being able to buy the next round seems like best bet here. Slow work if they're coming through from Ellie.
Nice little equalizer there, and in a round where they don't have too much to work with, you will take what you can get. Unfortunately, not going to be able to recover that weapon, which is, I mean, that would have been fantastic. But now they're just going to try to control the space.
Space controlled. That's the only thing that came to mind there. Felt like a movie scene. Seems Seems like here we're going to have another one as well. So Ellie left alone on B, and this is risky. There could be a fast rotation coming in. Yep, Rain watching just above to try to keep this team alive, and there is potential here. How much potential? Molotov blocking off for just a couple seconds. Time not necessarily running thin now as the bomb has been planted. A slow workout from Emily. This could work out so well. Could be a pickup. Maybe looking for a weapon here. Slowly working around, clearing their angles. Nothing left to do. Still pushing through. Attempting to try to fake this. And a good strat, but not going to work out.
I mean, they had nothing in that round, and they get 3 kills. Yeah, fair enough. When you have a round where you've got literally nothing, doing a little bit of economic damage is probably the best case scenario. Unfortunately, there were a few upgraded pistols in that one, so of course it is the double eco, or consecutive ecos, or however you want to say it. So they still don't have much, and EG have now tied up the score. One more round here, they hit double digits, they take the lead for the first time in the series. It's been a great resurgence from them. Karma really need to start figuring things out. I think once they get guns in their hands, it might be a different story.
Oh, they've shot it down. Okay, Julie. The only thing that comes to mind is that song that's like, hey, Julie, heard you got that drip. But Julie does, in fact, have that drip.
So that round goes pretty much as expected. Not too much special happening there. So this is now where we start to see, okay, what can Karma accomplish? They've got some guns in hands. Okay, one of them is a FAMAS, but the FAMAS can still pack quite a punch if they can work that to their favor. Decent little bit of utility here as well. Losing this round will probably be the heartbreak. This will probably be where the mental starts to kind of get a bit shaky.
Already getting shaky as well. Here, though, for EG. In a pretty solid position. They've taken out 2 already. Right now, for TK, they really just need to pick out 1. It's not going to be easy. Slow workaround, though. Keeping things quiet down on B. And the moment they explode, would be the time where things start to work out. Bungee wrapping around. They don't know this yet, though. This is going to be such a perfect play if they can manage to play with the time here. Really throwing down a nade to try to get some damage. Doesn't seem like it's going to work out. Bungee, though, not watching and staying attentive. So leaving Ellie in a very uncomfortable position.
Overpass, T-sided map, question mark? This has been great from EG. I've been super impressed. I think that one of the issues here is that Karma is struggling to deal with some of that aggression. It's not like over-aggression. It's not in-your-face aggression, but they're taking very aggressive angles. And it almost feels like Karma are kind of getting in their heads a little bit too much. Trying to read a little bit too much and not really feeling the flow of the game. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but it really does feel like there's some overthinking going on here. And I think if they just kind of take a step back, there you go, timeout coming through. They're going to take a moment, just rethink how these executes are going, and hopefully they'll be able to come up with an answer.
I think best time to really bring this out. They were on like such a good streak too there on T side, but obviously changes being made. It really is just the economy. Like there isn't a lot that you can work with here. Here is your team Karma. That save after save, eco after eco.
With EG already up to 11 rounds now, like we said, right? This is where Karma start to feel the pressure a little bit. They had a really good start on the map, but since EG have started to get their footing, Karma have started to be off balance. Back down onto a pistol now, aside from the one Hero M4. Try and make something happen. Stacked up towards mid. I think the only real thing that they can go for here is couple of frags if they can make it happen. I love that stack, that 3-player stack. I don't know how much it's going to get done, but I always love to see that come out.
It's so funny when you see it in
Yes.
that viewpoint. Just 3 shadows standing on top of one of the other. Oh, Julie, please don't do it. Harsh reality is going to start setting in. Oh, they've seen it. Ellie gets very lucky, though. Pulling through at the end for TK. I guess this is the biggest conversion they could find, but it seems like no. It's turned back around there in hopes of EG. Ellie, the only hope there.
I mean, 2 players, like, you could tickle them, blow them over with a feather. All right, the stack is dead. Now they have to reposition themselves. Doesn't look like anyone's going to peek into their crosshairs. This seems like an impossible task.
Yeah, they're looking better as time goes on. EG always managing to get that bomb down. Keeping themselves very well-mannered. Again, those respects, despite the fact that there's not a lot to work with here from TK. EG, make sure they're not playing a dangerous game. Watching each and every angle. The moment someone peeks, the contact is made. Yeah, it's an impossible game to play. Exit Frag's just waiting around.
The attempt was made for a couple of exits there, but unfortunately not going to be the case. Just gets shut down and put out of position. I must say, like, Kiki has been doing really, really well. She's sitting on 22-9 at the moment. She really activated. We spoke about Emily with the AWP, you know, activating, getting opportunities to really shine, but it's Kiki who has gone huge so far.
It's always been Kiki too, yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Although I do feel like, speaking before too about Emily and the fact that we didn't get to see too much of that op really take presence, I do feel like now is the time. Playing on CT side, having a bit more leeway here.
This is such an important round for Karma to win as well. Like, EG have more money than they realistically know what to do with at the moment. So, getting kills is irrelevant. Karma needs to start putting rounds on the board, and it needs to start happening now because EG are a mere 3 rounds away from map point. And this, I mean, for Karma to have only been able to pick up 1 round on their CT side, it's unheard of.
Yeah, they've been having a lot of trouble so far. Even now, they leave Ellie alone to fend for themselves. Somebody just stuck behind. Emily watching with the op. Oh, but they're trying to make that attempt. 29 seconds left. There still hasn't been any execution. This might be it for TK. If they can shut this down, they can run away with this round. Right now, already finding multiple shots at once. And it's pretty much done with here for TK. They have eliminated majority of the players from EG.
Sorry, was that just 2 players that completely annihilated the entirety of Evil Geniuses? Is that really a thing that just happened? Did Karma lose like a billion rounds in a row just to have 2 players shut it down? Okay, 3 players. Olio was in there somewhere. But I mean, that's ridiculous. It was such like an overbearing push onto the site, but the util usage from Karma was fantastic. Really good flashes, you know, forcing them out of position, taking those trades, swinging out. Like, where was that for the last 7 rounds? Okay, like 5 rounds, but still.
They're literally throwing everything they have. Poor bungee caught in the crossfire. Just wanting to step up. I feel like that corner is like cursed. We've seen so much happen.
I like Karma's positioning. They've got decent map control, but they're not being overly aggressive. They're in really good spots to get early information as well.
Kept themselves pretty obedient up until now. Ellie, they've taken one out. At this point, it's not too big of a deal, but again, it really is left up to Emily. But having the op at this point in time makes it harder to keep themselves intact. EG, they've worked around TK as if they own them.
That boosted position really was Emily's undoing. Now, player advantage for Evil Geniuses. They've swapped up where they're going to head, and it's just Olya all alone here on site.
Shots being fired. So working in favor here of EG. Brain has a dream. Seems like it's going to be harder to commit to 15 health left. Right now, the only possibility is, oh, Milky there with the timing. Nobody peeking through. This is perfect. They still managed to run away with one. They have at least some coverage here. Oh no, pop flash being brought through.
Oh!
Okay, well.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. That felt like a round that was absolutely clutchable. Would have been a difficult clutch, but it was definitely doable until an errant nade just shut that dream down in its tracks. Karma now at a 3-round deficit. And despite the fact that EG are doing so spectacularly well, all things considered, they've opted to take a timeout. And I must say, like, that's always weird to me when a team is on a streak and takes a timeout, because I've found that very, very often they actually end up breaking their own momentum. So hopefully that's not going to be the case here. Hopefully it's just one of those moments where they go, all right, guys, let's not get overconfident. Let's not start playing silly and giving over unnecessary, space or opportunities. See if they can close out this map for themselves. Karma still have a little bit of cash to work with, but they have spent almost every last cent into this one. So losing this round puts them pretty much back onto pistols.
Which can be great for the time being. If you're on the side of EG, wanting to really shut things down here for TK would be the biggest detriment. Everyone is literally just propped up in mid. It's like the whole gang is there. It's different, but it might work here, especially with Emily watching this angle. Still so much going out. Don't see anything just yet, but this might be it here. Molotov being thrown. Emily keeping the patience there. They've seen the head pop through, but push themselves back. Perfect timing. We cannot let anything happen there, Julie. Don't seem to let this team have a break.
I love how patiently EG have played all of these rounds. Little bit of poke, little bit of prod, bit of push and pull. Now they head over towards that B site. We've seen a spectacular B hold earlier on. See if that can be replicated.
Even then, Milky, very aware of their surroundings, but so much coming through from TK. Emily, unfortunately, not having too good of an angle. Peeking there, and the stress starts to rise. Yeah, they've backed off. It's the up that's going to have to be probably one of the biggest things to keep inside of your pocket.
Dire straits here for Team Karma. Things have just not gone their way. Nice little shot there from Emily to save her teammate, but they're not going to get too much more done here. Looks like EG are going to try to hunt this, though. And again, that would be devastating for Karma's economy going into the next couple of rounds, because we're already up to 14 rounds here. Winning the next round puts them on map point. And I am flabbergasted you know, the Karma had such a runaway T side, and I thought, oh man, they're gonna come onto CT side, and that's just gonna be GG. But no, Evil Geniuses have stepped up massively, looking a lot more confident and a lot more comfortable than they did in the first half. And again, I kind of want to chalk it up to warming up isn't the right phrase, but just getting to grips with the enemy team. And I think this was something you had mentioned a little bit earlier on, but like a team like EG, there's so much tape on them. There's so much anti-stratting and planning that you can do for them. Whereas Karma, being such a new team with phenomenal players, like you'd like to anti-strat them and see what they can do, but there's very, very little tape. And I think that, you know, for EG, it took them a few rounds to get a feel for how they're playing. But once they did, those adaptations came so naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely for EG, this team just knows how to read each and every single individual player. And I feel like biggest thing too, yeah, bringing into account that their T side also looks pretty spectacular. It's not like they're trying to push for one thing. Individually looking for information. Right now, sticking to a group around in Monster. Olivia trying to fight. Now Olivia. Oh, Olya running into the depths. Oh, yeah, now the flash coming through, but still manages to get some sort of spray down. Olya backing out. But managing to make another one work. Okay, here for TK, it's gonna be a huge play to keep this team together.
2-for-1 trade. Karma take that every day of the week. EG now have to kind of stall out a little bit, rethink their approach. Losing so many players so early on, not the ideal situation here. And Karma trying not to get overly committed to anything. That Molly did not go where it was meant to go, but that's okay. Nobody saw it. Don't worry about it.
The Molotovs just don't hit right. That's okay. Bungee, though, in every single angle, every single headshot they need. Right there, another one brought down. And hopes there from EG slowly crumbling, but that's big off TK. They really needed that.
Stay of execution. The important thing I feel like for Karma right now, and I say important, it's not like it's the end of the world, but to keep EG at 14 means that you won't go OT. So if they can string these next few rounds together, they're definitely going to be feeling a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident. If EG win a round, not only is economy for Karma absolutely in the gutter, but EG are on map point. And there's very little chance of recovery. So Karma, every single round counts now.
I think they understand that too. And I'd like that Molotov to kind of push back any refrag potential there coming through from EG. Biggest thing is now TK starting to read into this team as well.
I just had a correction. It's not Julie, it's Yuli. Thank you, Twitch chat. Very seldom that I thank Twitch chat, so you know.
Yuli.
Yes,
oh yeah,
sir.
I love Twitch chat. Absolutely.
Another round where EG lose a player very early on, and now they have to take a moment. Figure out how to restabilize. Gathering a little bit of information. Bomb is in Narnia, and it's headed over towards B because they've got Vanessa here in a pretty decent position to try and hold off some of these angles. They could pincer in.
I'm still watching around in two. Shot after shot rain. How can they just let this go? Up to Vanessa to run down. Okay, yeah, the excitement really starting to rattle here for Karma. And a timeout, perfect timing. EG, man, 2 rounds in a row where Karma just destroy them seconds in time.
Oh, last timeout as well for EG here.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing teams actually use their timeouts. It happens so often where they just don't. And it's such a frustration. But I think that EG are in a lot of trouble right now in terms of their cash. few rounds back, I was saying they had more money than they knew what to do with. Now they've slowly been chipped away at. And sure, while they could still put some kind of force into this, they've got an AK. The rest is just going to be Tech 9s because they want to make sure that they've got decent cash available to have a real go at these rounds. But they don't have a lot of room to play with here. With Karma only at a 2-round deficit at the moment, EG can't really afford to make any mistakes at the moment. And of course, I love Tech 9 rounds, so I can't wait to see what they do with it.
I'm gonna say quiet and suspense just to see what's gonna happen here. Oh man, they're running it down. EG have a plan, but that tack pause, it was for this moment. And this time right now, just waiting for the buildup. Oh, they've pushed everything away. They know the tacks are coming out. They're scared here if you're TK. That would be as well, but still again, keeping that suspense there. It manages to work itself out, and I'm kind of surprised by the result that we're seeing. Still, the 3 players left alive here from TK. It's going to be the op from Emily. Doesn't actually get a shot down. They know what's happening here. They're still keeping it together. The whiff very, very close to discomfort there. TK, you still have player advantage, but again, watching and playing for that post plant could be the best thing they could do here, waiting for that bomb. Waiting for everything to happen here. Emily again getting caught off guard, but still taking players out one by one. Unfortunately, the AK not going to work out for Julie.
I love watching the way that Rain and Emily play off of each other. You can see these are ladies that have played with one another extensively over the years because the Tech 9 rush almost works. And what's terrifying is that once the bomb has been planted, Karma don't want to get into close quarters. Yeah. Because that is where that Tech 9 is going to absolutely shrek you. So there's so much emphasis on Emily maintaining that distance to be able to get those shots across. And she, you know, she gets spotted out. She has to back away. And as the player that sees her pushes out, Rain swings, gets the kill onto her, right? Like it's beautiful. It's a symphony. And it's 13-4 now. And okay, that happened.
Yeah, beginning of rounds are always literal war zones. Like there's no forgiveness at all. Unfortunate for TK. Emily was like feeling good about that one though. I gotta give them that. Worked around. Bungee still waiting for that push to commence. Again, patience is key. One mistake and it might be over for EG, but they have everything pretty much set on lockdown if you're on T side. And a slow aggression being put forth from TK. That is detrimental because now they've taken up so much space.
Oh, this flank from Ellie. This could be everything, but the timing has to be perfect.
Seems like non maybe here. Rain! Perfect opportunity. But shots missed. The flashbang seeming to work out in favor here. Bungee just gets lucky, knocked out completely. Oh my god. In another life, they're reincarnated now. There's nothing else. At least at this point, they can get the bomb down. But after what we just got to see from Bungee, I don't think there's gonna be much left. I mean, like, they're feeling good about what's gonna happen here. They know somebody's gonna peek out through the other corner. They've tried to look down and underneath, but Kiki playing an unforgivable spot. We're at map point. I don't know, Nayori. I'm feeling a little nervous here.
I mean, that round, that monster play was something they've done so many times. Perfect flashes coming through, spray down coming through, 1 or 2 kills, getting an advantage, and this time, I don't know. The spray was just nowhere. It was so labored, it didn't manage to actually connect in a meaningful way, and by that I mean there were no kills garnered. Now, Karma, broken economy, map point on their own map pick.
Beginning was looking so good. I don't think they were expecting this out from EG. Vanessa. A second one was possible with so much damage. Already being made to TK. Taking out one of their biggest fraggers as well. That's gonna hurt.
Quick update on Cherry Bombs versus Shimmer. 16-2 for Shimmer. They take the series 2-0.
As we still wait for this one to see who's going to be the victors. Man, they still have Kiki though. And again, Kiki's been like such a heavy force on EG. They could shut down anything because they know how to isolate. And alongside Julie as well. Oh, this duo ship is going to have a nice time working their way up on B site, already finding the fight. Then again, TK winning things out. They're left to a 1-on-1. Everybody fighting pretty much individually at this point, but still managing to put the smokes down, needing that bomb to be planted. There's so many players still left on site. They haven't cleared everything just yet. Bungee keeping things silent. The workaround, it's there, and they still manage to get one. It's up 2 players at this point. Coming through, Emily. Finding fires through smokes. Kiki managing to bring things and reel things back in from EG. And the bomb slowly taking down. 1v2 situation, not a lot of time left, and I don't think Emily can run away with this one. It's a victory coming through from EG.
What a turnaround from this EG Gold roster. From the beginning of that map where they were so far down and out. I think it was 8-2 when they started to make that comeback happen. They blazed through the second half of